Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another watch along. Real Valladolid versus Barcelona. For some reason, I'm having some issues starting up with the stream. It's so weird. Not able to watch that. But guys, hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. Hold on, let me see if I can restart this because it just says watch. It says event starting soon. That's so weird. The English version of the channel. Okay, hold up. Let me figure this out. Let me move this right here. Adjust this. Okay. I have no idea why. It seems the only one I can watch is the one in Spanish. All right, we'll do it like this. What's up, Nads? Welcome. Welcome, Ali. Wait, hold up. The audio isn't going through right here. Hold up. Ah, Barça or Hala Madrid? Nah, always Barça. Always Barça. Hold up, guys. I'm trying to figure out how to set this up. For some reason, it's not Okay. Let me restart this. For some, like, what? Your browser has been updated to the newest version. Okay. Is that why? Start browsing? ESPN. Log in through there. But guys, how are we doing? Hala Madrid? Nah, never. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can watch the English version.
And the cross from Anouar deflects behind for the first corner.
There we go. Okay, so it was an update. That's why. There we go. All right. Now we have the audio back.
Left-footed delivery coming in. Oh, Ter Stegen nicely stayed on his line in the end. Is there a follow-up effort to deal with? A second cross across the face.
Okay, let's go. Back into the match.
Defensive resources stretched momentarily. Sanchez trying to keep the pressure.
No way. How do we concede?
Wow. What a welcome back that is for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. Concedes inside
Oh
5
my
minutes.
God. How do we concede in 5 minutes? What?
There was a massive deflection involved. Ter Stegen could only watch with horror as it looked beyond him.
What happened here? So, okay, so corner. Gerard Martín clears it.
Set piece. It's at the follow-up of the set piece, but there were a lot of errors. Too many players open.
What happened here?
Here, nobody helps Araujo on the one-on-one. Ansu Fati gets there too late.
No way we concede like that.
Surprised by the deflection. the ball gets this weird trajectory and.
Where you from? I'm from the U.S. Family are Argentine though.
Lack of being engaged into the game for Barcelona players in the first minutes of this match.
What?
Lack of pressing on Ivan Sanchez when he had the ball, and yeah, a lot of bad luck after that deflection on Araujo.
That's just pure bad luck right there. What a start, man. What a start. Wow. 5 minutes and we're already down. All right.
Free kick.
There's a protest scheduled for the 12th minute from the Valladolid fans, insisting on the lack of investment by Ronaldo, by the owner.
Oh, jeez. What a start to the match, man.
Fake.
What a start. Unbelievable. You're telling me that as soon as...
Yeah, well, we'll watch out for that in the 12th minute.
Okay. All right.
See what impact that has in the stadium.
Valladolid have taken the lead again, man. Ter Stegen concedes straight away. That's unbelievable. Ronaldo is the GOAT. Where's his World Cup? Where's the World Cup? I have a Messi jersey in the back right there.
Last weekend against Betis. That was a game in which they were holding Betis at 1-1.
Dani Rodriguez. Okay, now I'm actually able to watch the game.
Of late.
There's literally so many players you want to keep an eye out for. You want to see Hansi Flick. How does Pau Víctor do?
Good work by
Nice.
Lopez. Pedri, perhaps a surprise starter today.
Nice, Martin. Good job not losing him. You want to see how Hansi Flick does? Pau Víctor, Dani Rodriguez, Hector Fort.
Wide and combining. Hector Fort trying to get inside. Schenk.
Also, great to see Christensen is back. Hansi Flick, yeah, you want to see him back. You want to see him back. You want to see what he can do.
Alex for Barcelona. Even Araujo hasn't played that much this season. Andreas Christensen playing for the first time since the season opener. He's on the ball now.
Yeah, they're missing their started fullbacks. Koundé, who will miss the games against Real Madrid and against Inter. Alejandro Valde is trying to
nice, Martin. No.
Facing those two games against Inter and against Real Madrid. But yeah, it's a very important piece, especially Valde, because he provides all the width and depth on the left-hand side. Gerard Martín is more of a defensive fullback, and he will never give you all the
I can't wait for the World Cup. Well, who do you support? Well, I know you support Real Madrid, but where are you from?
So not quite the first 10 minutes that Barcelona had in mind here at the Nuevo Jose Zorrilla, trailing to Ivan Sanchez's go-ahead goal as Marc-Andre Ter Stegen concedes within 5 minutes of his return to the starting lineup, and Barcelona, the league leaders, trailing the basement dwellers of Valladolid.
SMH. Trinidad, okay.
There's plenty of time to do something about it. Dani Rodriguez.
Oh, nice, Danny.
Immediately delivering the cross.
Good try from Pau Víctor. Good try.
The bicycle kick from Pau Víctor.
And so, Ali, who are you going to be supporting in the World Cup? Because Trinidad, they're not going to be involved.
Yeah, they're not involved.
Are you going to have a favorite team that you're going to be supporting?
Pau Víctor could have been offside. That should have been checked if the ball ended in the back of the net. Good
try from Pau Víctor.
Bicycle kick, but I'm afraid Barcelona will have a problem on the left-hand side. Ansu Fati tends to tag inside a lot. He loves playing more of as a second striker than a winger, and Gerard Martin doesn't provide that width. So Barcelona will instinctively play through the right.
Well, the high line has been pierced again here. Another opportunity for the home team. Ter Stegen down to make it.
That has to be offside, no?
Well, Raul Moro has been one of the best players this season in a dismal year for Valladolid. Moro breaking through there and testing Ter Stegen.
It was a poor effort.
Poor effort and good save from Ter Stegen right there. What's up, Thomas? Welcome. Bad start, but Ter Stegen Airlines will save us? I don't know. Let's go, Barca.
Especially they're missing Íñigo Martínez.
Ali, that's so weird.
Player that marks the moment, the exact moment in which
Just said
Barcelona
Hala Madrid and then right after,
step
let's go
up
Barca.
and play that offside
What a funny
drop.
guy.
Without Íñigo Martínez on that mix, that strategy is way more risky.
Yeah. Well, Hansi Flick was asked, wasn't he, in between the Inter game and this one, in one of the press conferences, what he thought about the amount of goals they had been conceding, even in beating Real Madrid last week and in the Champions League tie at home to Celta Vigo.
Dude, how do we concede from here?
Interesting, wasn't it? He said, listen, our style involves
Like-
risks, but I love it.
Absolutely, and this is also Johan Cruyff's mentality. This is part of Barcelona's DNA. Johan
Look at
Cruyff
that, look at that. Like,
I'd
how do we
rather
concede
win
like
a
this?
game 4-3 than 1-0.
Ter Stegen has like
Now, they're not afraid of risks.
so much time. I support both. That is crazy.
Pedri mentioned the surprise
Supporting
start.
both Real Madrid and Barcelona.
The number of minutes he's played of late. Those big games coming. The thought was that he might be amongst those rested, but no rest for Pedri. And now Sila
Nice, Christensen.
tests this Barcelona defense again. This time
I absolutely love that Christensen is back, man. He's going to be so huge for these next upcoming games.
Here come the notes.
yeah, you said 12th minute. You see those pieces of paper fluttering down. They are fake €500 notes with the face of Ronaldo on them.
Okay.
Brazilian legend who's the club
No, but yeah,
here.
the way we conceded from that is so poor.
And
We should have done much better there.
appreciated by
All right.
the locals at the moment.
No, they're chanting, ¿Dónde están los millones? Los millones dónde están? So where's the money? Where are the millions that were promised that you would invest in that team? And now Ronaldo vete ya. So Ronaldo go home.
Oh, wow. They're
I think it's every chance.
they're throwing shade at R9.
Watching this, Alex.
That's one of the problems.
Wow, look at that.
if not the
I just hope we can
biggest
score some
problem
goals
for
soon. The boys
Valladolid.
can sit and rest on the bench.
Right.
I agree.
Well, we'll be contemplating life in the second division again. Valladolid will now be looking for a third consecutive promotion. It's been a remarkable 5 years, up and down.
Look at how Valladolid are defending. Wow, 5 in the back.
You have to say that
They said this is going to be difficult to break them down.
it might be asking a
What
bit
terrible
too
start
much.
to the match. What a terrible start.
Barcelona's concerns are very much at the other end of the table meanwhile, as they look to find a way to draw level here. Plenty of the ball, plenty of attacking activity, lots involving this man, Dani Rodriguez. Quick exchange of
Ooh.
passes. A sharp tackle though, quickly ends it from Comet.
Oh, Araujo sent right there.
Moro trying to
Nice,
stretch this
Araujo.
defense again, who this time are equal to the task. Araujo
Good work.
shielding it to safety.
Great work from Araujo right there. Hey, that winger right there was able to beat him.
Had
That's a foul though on Hector Fort.
easily with just a shoulder drop. This is the moment. Yeah, the pass just coming from behind. This is Ter Stegen's save. He could have done better. You never want to concede a second
Okay.
if you're the goalkeeper there.
222 days for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen since he played. He was injured on
More than a year. I mean, no, more than half a year.
Sixth game of the season at Villarreal.
Oh, right there. Ooh, Pau Víctor. Oh, what a save. I'm loving the movement from Pau Víctor right here. Loving it. Well, cross from Fermin. Ah, it was just too central though. Straight at the keeper.
Pau Víctor's head. The header was a straight one that made things easier for Ferreira, but that's a good display of reflexes by the Portuguese goalkeeper.
Barcelona's Achilles' heels have been conceding from corners of late. What can they do at the other end?
Poor corner.
This time,
All right.
away from Asnor. Quarter of an hour gone here. The Nuevo Zaria, a shock scoreline. Bottom club Valladolid with their noses in front against top club Barcelona.
What's up, Sylvan? Vamos just here for the vibes and to see how our young talents do. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Just why do you concede like that? Like it's from out of nowhere. Like Valladolid didn't do anything.
Keep playing their football. They will get the chance from a free kick, which the crowd are not best pleased with. Pedri on the receiving end.
Like you just make everything more difficult for yourself in that instance.
Pedri trying to block that counter-attack and got that hand in his face as a former Barcelona youth system player and close friends with Lamine Yamal.
Well, it is what it is.
Same neighborhood in Mataró, 30 kilometers north.
Wait, is Araujo injured?
Warming up, that means that a defender must have some physical problems, and that defender sure is Ronald Araujo.
No way, man.
It's either him or Christensen playing his first start.
I don't think it's Christensen though.
Well, he played in the opener, didn't he, against Valencia, and lasted 27 minutes. He hasn't played since.
Great work, Hector. It's Matt, bro. Guy gives me PTSD between the sticks every single time I see him. I have, oh my god. See, I'm a Ter Stegen hater. I'm gonna be honest, but I mean, like, come on. You're telling me that 5 minutes after you're back, you already concede? Look at this. Look at this. Ter Stegen, you're jumping the wrong way, bro. Look at him. Ter statue back at it.
Hector Fort, his cross charged down.
Like, come on, you know?
They need a deeper fullback on the left-hand side.
The game just started.
In the second half, Hector
All right.
who's deeper and gets into the final third more often, switches to the left-hand side for Gerard Martín. Just pay attention to Gerard Martín. 90% of his passes are square passes or backward passes.
Yeah. Now Ansu Fati ignoring Martin.
Ansu Fati, this is your chance. No.
Just needed.
Ah.
Long, didn't he? Candela got across to apply the challenge.
But this is much better. Ansu Fati starting the move, starting the play.
Good try.
And then making that run when there's a possibility of combining or linking up with Pedri. It's much better than staying there.
Here's the corner and the header from Gavi, ultimately just over the top. Gavi has to tread carefully today, doesn't he? He's in yellow card peril. A booking picked up today would mean he would miss.
No way, Ter Stegen jump like that. No. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
From Ivan Sanchez.
Ter Stegen, oh my god. No. When you actually watch the replay back, it makes it even worse.
Except watch it float in.
It looks so much worse when you watch the replay.
That's the worst scenario for our goalkeeper. That
Oh my god. Make Tech the starting goalkeeper and get as much as you can for Ter Stegen. Oh my god.
Here's Dani Rodriguez to Fort on the overlap. Those two have been busy, haven't they? On the right-hand
Nice,
side.
Gavi.
Reach from Gavi.
Fedmin, no, what a block.
Lopez seeing his effort blocked before he could reach the goalkeeper, but he has it back. Ansu Fati taking over.
Nice, Ansu. Hey, that's a foul, no?
Coming around the Valladolid penalty area here. Pedri. Fort looking for a quick give and go, but his after goal was blocked.
If you want to penetrate through the middle, you need to be very sharp and precise.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard to break through it. It's just they have so many numbers right here. That's the thing.
Martin.
Gavi, that's... Oh my god, Gavi's right on the money.
Bailed out by Gavi.
On the bright side, Danny looks lively on the right. The entire team looks amazing. The team looks really good. I'm liking what I'm seeing. We're creating chances. Pau Víctor's been looking lively. Gavi's recovering the ball super well. Dani Rodriguez causing danger on the right. What happens? Ter statue back at it again. Back at it. Look at this. Look at this. How do you concede from this? No, what makes it even worse? What makes it even worse? Because I was watching the replay just now. Ter Stegen jumps first, it's mistimed, and secondly, he misjudges the flight, so he jumps the wrong way.
Got to look at there. We may be into the month of May, but
That's what's crazy.
Valladolid.
And now Valladolid, they can just defend 10 men behind the ball.
Sanchez, the goal scorer. With some space to work with again. And Ter Stegen in a much more comfortable outcome this time.
But all right, you know.
Room to roam again here. To Forge. Dani Rodriguez.
Oh, good try from Danny.
Going for the curler. Only he will know whether that was a cross or a shot. It looked like the latter, Alex.
I would say a shot or two. That's the quality. Ivan Sanchez bringing down that ball and taking on Gerard Martín. And these are the kind of crosses, side crosses, in which Chesney has been struggling lately. I recall Borja Iglesias' first goal at Montjuic. It was from a very similar position. Or Mkhitaryan's disallowed goal against Inter came from the same exact.
Literally 5 minutes since Ter Stegen's return. Bro, I'm on social media right now, and they're all clowning him. Oh my goodness.
Sevilla against Leganés.
Start
Start of our coverage tomorrow.
Oh, that's so bad. All right. 20 minutes have gone by. And Barcelona down 1-0.
I want to hear that, Alex, but they've been dragged into it. They need to win tomorrow, as do Leganés. Pedri's flighted cross. That was Cenk, the Turkish centre-back, heading it behind. He's the man on loan here from Valencia. Former Lyon defender.
Come on, we need to get a goal in these next 20 minutes. This team is bottom in La Liga.
Another corner kick for the league leaders as they this time work it short, looking for a better angle perhaps. Can Pedri find it? The cross.
No, too far.
But it's floated beyond the reach of Araujo.
Araujo seems to be fine because we just saw how Pau Víctor went back to the bench. Might be the action in which Ronald Araujo felt some sort of discomfort.
Yeah. Kubasi perhaps just warming up. In case. It looks like the Uruguayan is good. He's had his injury concerns this season. Having picked up that thigh injury in the Copa America, playing for Uruguay last summer. He missed all of the rest of 2024. It took him until January.
At this point, I had to set Pena. This team ain't competing for shit either. I know. Well, it makes it even worse. Regulated. There's no guarantee that they're staying in the first division. Regulate. You know.
Unexpected look to the scoreline.
Not regulated. Relegated.
Sandwiched in between all the high-profile encounters in the cup competition. They can't afford to take their eyes off the prize.
Danny. Ooh. Also, they've conceded I think like 80 goals or something. 80 goals in a season.
If you're not careful.
Just in one competition. Nice, Fermin.
There's no time or space, Adrian, there at the edge of the box. Barcelona need to play way quicker if they try those kind of 1-2 combinations through the middle. And otherwise, it's going to be so hard for them. Pedri, with time on the ball, could send those balls over the top. The
nice. Hector Ford, take a shot. Nice, good try.
This time Fort deciding to shoot on side from distance. His effort was blocked. That's really been the story for Barcelona. Most of their efforts have been from distance, and most of them have been blocked by Valladolid defenders so far.
They're defending in a very deep position. They are setting up a 5-4-1 formation when they have the ball. They know what they're doing, of course. And this is the problem. Look how far Ansu Fati and even Ronald Araujo are from Ivan Sanchez when he gets into the ball and he.
What the fuck is that from Ter Stegen, man? Like.
And then obviously.
Nice, Pau Víctor. You're into space right here. Take the 1v1.
Pau Víctor, though. Didn't make best use
Gavi,
of it.
Pedri, and Fermin versus Real Valladolid.
Starting for just the second time this season for Hansi Flick. As centre forwards, even Ferran Torres getting a rest tonight. Pau Víctor's last
See, because the
start.
worst thing that you can do in this type of scenario is give them a goal.
Game he did score a goal in.
That was the first defeat of the season for Barcelona. That day, Hansi Flick rotated the squad very heavily. Paid the consequence.
Rotation is okay, but this is more than it should be. I disagree. I think the rotation is perfect for this type of game. The team is heavily fatigued and exhausted. You need to rest these players.
Rafinha got a hat-trick that night. Lewandowski was on.
And when you're looking at the performance, how we're playing, and then why we conceded.
Ferran Torres, all of their goal scorers that night.
Oh, good try.
Not involved from the start.
Gotta admire the fight though.
That shot whistles well wide from.
It's not like Valladolid are dangerous or anything.
Yeah.
They had one shot, a deflected shot, and Ter Stegen does a bozo moment.
Hansi Flick is more obsessed in finding
So,
himself
I mean,
in inner and central positions, and
then you just give him perfect opportunity to just defend.
And it also helps Dani Rodriguez having a top forward behind him. We just saw in that last move how he was overlapping him and creating him some sort of space for the shot.
A chance perhaps for Raul Moro to test the metal of that right-hand side again, up against Hector Fort. Moro got his cross in. But Pedri was there to collect. And launches it forward as well towards Pau Víctor, who does pick up possession but is forced backwards.
Nothing, no foul.
And then forced down to the ground by Hanouar.
Anwar started the game playing as an inside right position, and now that Valladolid are ahead on the scoreline, he has become the fifth defender.
Our
scoreline against these low-ranked teams aren't the best. Yeah, it's because they always defend. They just defend. It's just super difficult to break them down, regardless. Valladolid already relegated. You'd assume this lineup will get the job done precisely. Like if this team can't beat Valladolid, I'm sorry. There's, pack the bags.
Cenk trying to shepherd it out of play. Asnu.
This team are bottom in La Liga. Yamal and Rafinha would come on later in the 60th, probably. Most likely. Look at that. 60 points separate the two. 60!
In the league by a wide margin, and Valladolid, by contrast, have conceded 81 goals so far. It's the worst ever defensive campaign in La Liga history, and they still have 5 games to play.
You could tell that Barcelona have been beaten by Walking Dead right now. It's like a zombie movie.
Yeah. But Hansi Flick knows there's a second part to this movie, doesn't he? It must be rather comforting for him, despite the scoreline, knowing that he's got some of the heavy hitters on the bench should they be needed.
Well, this is a hybrid lineup of A, B, and C team.
He doesn't want to use them today. Yeah. He ideally he would rest them all game long, but I'm afraid that he's going to have to use some of the biggest players.
See, because when you think about it, the midfield base of Pedri and Gerard Martín, super solid. Ansu Fati, you have to do something, bro. Oh, Ansu.
Another chance to shoot. Oh, there's a decent effort as well.
The goalkeeper makes a fucking amazing save.
Fati must have thought he'd ended this long drought without a goal for him personally. Once upon a time, he was talked about in the same sort of terms that Lamine Yamal is now being talked about as a 17-year-old.
It was a good shot from Ansu.
The number 10 jersey, that is a classic, a vintage Ansu Fati move. Before he got injured, the first touch creates the space in the central area. He knows that he's going to unleash that shot, aiming for the far post. he could have tried a little bit more of a curl instead of going for power, but it was a great response by Ferreira as well.
Still hasn't scored, has he? Since
Hope we win and give them the rest they
with
need.
Brighton last year, that remains.
I pray we get a goal before the end of the half. It'd give us so much confidence going into the second.
The Europa League against Ajax, hasn't scored since. His last league goal came against Manchester City for the Seagulls. Trying to combine again with Martin.
Christensen, Araujo, those are starters. Pedri, Gavi, starters. Fermin also a starter. The only like heavily rotated is the attack. Pedri needs rest too.
It's balanced on paper, Adrian, because yeah, they have tried more or less the same amount of attacks from each side. Hansi Flick is asking his men to be more aggressive off the ball, but it's not the same when they attack from the right or from the left.
Ansu Fati, the intended target from the corner.
I was just checking, Adrian, the last goal scored by Ansu Fati for Barcelona. It's June.
I'm pretty sure Ansu Fati clears it right there.
Against Celta Vigo.
What's up, Mustafa? I'm gonna cry. We're so shit. Danny can't make a pass. Ansu's beyond wash. What's up, Mustafa? No, Mustafa, the first statement should have been Ter Stegen, ship him off to Saudi.
And actually, that time period also included their last visit here.
Oh my God.
The Nuevo Zorrilla, where they lost. Valladolid beat Barcelona 3-1.
Unbelievable.
Last time they came
Haram Shavi ball is all I see.
after they'd already sealed the title the week before.
Pau Víctor has been good though. I will be honest. Pau Víctor, he's had some opportunities.
There was a Christensen own goal that night amongst the Valladolid goals. Also a goal from Kyle Larin.
Oh my God, bro, this team is so shit. He's hurt already. What happened with Danny here?
Well, Dani Rodriguez, the 19-year-old.
What happened?
making his debut tonight.
No offense, but Ter Stegen won't be able to perform versus Benfica like Tech.
Down, clutching his shoulder.
1000%. Ter Stegen concedes against Benfica.
Excited pre-game that Hansi Flick was to be able to hand Dani Rodriguez the chance to shine tonight.
What is Danny injured or something? What happened?
Solution for resting both Rafinha and Lamine Yamal and even Ferran Torres, who is also can be also the backup for both positions on the flanks. He's been hurt.
Wait, what happened with his shoulder?
Yeah. Dani Rodriguez, part of the Spain under-19 team who won the European Championship this past summer, but has been struggling, hasn't he, with injuries. Hasn't even played that much for the Barcelona B team this year, just 10 appearances.
No way. Nerve, probably? Is Lamine Yamal... No way, Lamine has to warm up for this.
Earlier than anticipated. The man who dazzled the entire world on Wednesday night with his performance against Inter.
Oh my goodness. Dislocated shoulder? Okay, so Lamine Yamal coming on early.
I mean, we've been watching him all season long. And much of last year too, Alex. And he's just been getting better and better, hasn't he, Lamine Yamal? But seemed to take it to a whole new, unprecedented level on Wednesday night.
He dislocated his shoulder. Wow.
Against Inter.
Look at our luck, man.
Big game played by Leo Messi at the Camp Nou, which was a Joan Gamper trophy against Juventus, and he drove Zambrotta, Thuram, Cannavaro, all those players, he drove them crazy. And Fabio Capello, on the press conference afterwards,
That is terrible luck.
This little kid, I just saw the devil. He said, he visto el diablo. I just saw the devil in this kid. So that performance reminded me so much of Lamine Yamal's against Inter the other day. He was driving everyone crazy, and not any kind of player. While we see the replay again of the goal that is leading Valladolid to the victory, but it's not playing against a random defender. It's Di Marco, it's Bastoni, one of the best center backs in the world. It's about thrashing
That's terrible for Danny, man. To dislocate his shoulder like that, man.
That Lamine Yamal is just 17 years old.
Did we mention that?
Oh,
that's not a
top 5 worst debuts. This club is cursed.
On his debut, hardly the way he would have wanted it to end. He's all
Oh my God.
up
I wouldn't say worse, just unlucky.
right shoulder, isn't he?
All right. Well, Lamine Yamal rested for, what, 37 minutes, 38 minutes? He's going to have an hour of play.
Man who's actually,
Dude, we wanted to rest him. We wanted to rest him. All right.
He's not on just yet. So Barcelona have the 10 men out there for now.
Paulo Torre as well. Picked up a knee injury, I think.
Here's Pedri. That was Gerard Martín. It was just sold a little short, but still got there first.
That has to be a yellow card.
And was caught, wasn't he, by Anouar. Anouar will catch a yellow card as a result.
Yeah, the yellow card. Yamal didn't even get a full half a rest.
Martin got there just a split second before Anouar. Anouar was going strong to that 50-50 ball, and he hit Gerard Martin. That's a excellent yellow card.
All right, Yamal is on. Suarez should go back on the pitch with that bandit. I'd play someone else, honestly. Valladolid ain't playing for anything. They might hurt him.
55 minutes of it.
See, but the thing is, who do you play? Look at our bench, guys. Fermin, put in the cross. Put in the cross. Score from here.
Something here from the set piece. Yamal's first touch. Keep an eye on it. You mentioned it. Yes, Anouar is involved again against Hansi Flick.
Oh my God, Ansu. Okay, so look at our team. So who do you bring on?
Alex Lamine Yamal will be going up against a very.
Our only attackers are Ferran and Rafinha. Who do you bring on? Novadarovic?
They're born in the same neighborhood, working class neighborhood in Mataró.
Dani Olmo?
Barcelona. They both played. They were close friends at Barcelona's youth system. A couple of years ago, Adnu left Barcelona to sign for Bayern Munich, but that didn't interfere with their friendship. Lamine Yamal invited him over to the Euros final last summer. They're very close friends, and they know each other so well. That's why this matchup is especially so interesting.
No, Novadarovic is he, but like,
everyone else
you want to give another player a debut?
when they face each other.
Why are they trying to relegate? I know, that's what I'm saying.
They'll come up against each other for the first time right now. Number 19 against number
We're in the title
39.
race.
Yamal looking to dart inside.
Nice.
Retrieved by Fort. Good work from him.
All right, come on.
Barcelona looking to rekindle the attack. Working it to the left, Ansu Fati. With tight control. Fermin Lopez. And Fermin again. Shot charged out. Story. How many shots have been blocked before Ferreira has had to do anything about them? Fermin Lopez. 3 goals and 4 assists for him.
Oh my goodness. Pride, literally. That's the only reason why.
Galicia. Cross to intervene.
That's the only reason why.
Really seemed to be a foul there, did there, from Ford?
What foul? What are you talking about?
Yeah, the referee played advantage because Sila got the ball, but
We can take the loss. Personally, I would. Wasted sub on Lamine and play an hour. Okay, see, but here's the thing, Selvin. If Barcelona loses this game and Real Madrid they win against Celta, then that point gap is reduced to 1. If Real Madrid win the El Clasico coming up, then Real Madrid, you'd have to depend on them dropping points. They would be ahead of us in the title race. We have to win this game. We just gotta beat Madrid on the 11th. See, yeah, but like, what happens if we lose that game? You know?
Barcelona, remember, 14 games unbeaten.
Hector Force is so ass. Bring on Tulio Garcia.
The year. The last defeat coming at the hands of Atletico Madrid.
I don't think he's been bad necessarily. Just beat Madrid. We played them on 11th with how many reds? No, Jude Bellingham is still going to be there. Look at that.
There's an opportunity for the home team again through Anouar. Ter Stegen.
Give it to Pedri. Give it to Pedri.
That's the difference between him and Chesney. Ter Stegen was already.
I don't care what the difference between Chesney. Chesney does not concede that type of goal.
Here goes that duel, and Yamal has the upper hand this time. We saw at times on Wednesday night 2 and even 3.
Brother, we got match between the 6.
The Valladolid defensive forces combining ranks there. Surely offside for Sila. Well, the flag hasn't come up yet. It's going to be one of those delayed flags, and eventually sense is restored.
Yeah.
That was a good individual move by Asnu. And look, that step in the right moment for
That was brilliant from Christensen right there. Yeah.
Sila offside, but this is the danger that Barcelona are facing right now. They're going to keep attacking with more and more numbers forward, and they will leave Araujo and Christensen against Sila and whoever joins him.
First time the offside flag has come up against Valladolid in the game.
Every single attack from them has been offside though.
Seat in the corner. Barcelona's 5th of the night.
Is this guy a Madrid fan? If we lose, sack Flick? Wait, Mustafa, why? Why would we sack Flick?
Near post, looking for a flick. Didn't quite come. It was Gavi right in the thick of the action.
There was a handball, a clear handball by Sila, but it came after.
It's not a handball. No handball there.
Somebody, so nothing to see here.
So take 2. This time far post. Ferreira able to get it clear. Yamal's first effort.
My emotions are getting the best of me as you can.
The second one over the top.
His right foot with a weaker foot.
I know. I'm frustrated as well.
Ferreira punching the ball right straight into Lamine Yamal's feet. That was a mistake by the Portuguese goalkeeper. He needs to punch it away.
Oh man, you see the players frustrated as well.
The heat map of Real Valladolid. Look how congested is the middle of the park, and especially the edge of the box. This is the area that Barcelona need to avoid.
If you look at their recent records, as we pause briefly to tell you about the Clásico next week. Barcelona, Real Madrid. Early start time next Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Full coverage for the Montjuic. For the game that could go an awful long way to deciding the destination of this season's title. Should be just thrilling to witness. I know you're going to be there, Alex. I'm sure you're looking forward to it very much.
They've done nothing in the game. That's what makes it worse. They've done nothing. Just don't throw anything at the ref and you'll be high. Yeah. But okay, so let's look at the. Okay, so let's look at Real Madrid. So Real Madrid are going to play in Celta at home next week. So these are their players. No Camavinga, no Mendy, no Militao, no Alaba, no Carvajal, no Rudiger. This is going to be the team. Valverde, Güler, Ceballos, Bellingham, Vini, Mbappe. Rodrigo is injured, I believe.
A recent history of keeping games close into like the 65th to 70th minute and then letting games get away from them.
You're right, this is when they collapse. They can keep up the level of the opponent for 60-65 minutes, but the last 20 minutes are always terrible for them. That was a good first touch by Fermin, but it was excellent. Just
Celta, I need you to do a favor for me. The way that things are going in this game, I need you to do a favor.
Yeah, the recent examples of that, Alex.
I need a favor, dog.
At Betis, it was 1-1 until the.
Just re-downloaded BO3. I'm mad excited. Ooh.
Away with it, 1-5-1.
That call is so fire.
game at Atletico Madrid. It was 2-2.
Yep.
Heading past the
BO3
seventh
Zombies,
game.
peak. Straight peak.
Here's Yamal up against Asno. Pass away by Kumac.
I remember I would stay up and try to do the Easter eggs and everything. Him being injured helps them out. Blood is dog. No, but that's why Barcelona they can't afford to lose this game.
Yamal's cross. Oh, it looked to be inch perfect, didn't it? With Ansu Fati arriving, flicked away right at the last moment.
No Lewandowski either as well for this match.
And this is when you start badly missing Robert Lewandowski. If you're going to start sending crosses into the box, you'd rather have your big boy, your big number 9.
The corner kick count is rising, and this time the header was rising too. Well over the top by Martín.
To no one. All right. We're winning 3-1? Okay. I'm still confident we win this match. I'm confident that we'll win it, but it just makes it so much more anxious, so much more frustrating.
Anwar was slightly pulling Gerard Martin's shirt. That was something that Barcelona players were claiming, and this is Anwar challenge on Fermin.
Anwar, who is a Valladolid youth team product, the Moroccan international.
Has played for Valladolid all of his life, except from 2 quite exotic experiences at Greece and Cyprus.
He was on loan with Panathinaikos, wasn't he? We're well into stoppage time here. Can Barcelona do anything about it? Ansu Fati. As as anyone.
All right.
Getting his name on the score sheet. Dani Olmo and Ferran Torres amongst the substitutes. Hansi Flick has plenty of resources at his disposal should he need them. As you mentioned, Alex, he would rather not use them tonight. If the return against Inter is 72 hours away. He's already had to employ Lamine Yamal, who's on the ball here. Nice work for Fermin Lopez to help it on. Martin's cross. Valladolid have certainly defended resolutely. And in an organised fashion.
If Lamine was right-footed, that would have been an easy strike.
Goals they've conceded this season.
We're going to need a piece of magic in order to break these guys down, man.
Perhaps indeed they are playing for dignity, as their manager phrased it. Down goes Yamal, no free kick. Was that advantage played? Seemed to be. Now Morrow winning the race for the loose ball. Does really well.
Nice, Christensen.
But then picked off by Christensen. There won't be time to launch another counter-attack, and Barcelona are going to head in.
Oh my gosh.
At the Nuevos.
Bro, just resume play, man. Just resume play. Oh my goodness. Why blow the whistle there? The 4 minutes went past. Ter Stegen, I won't forgive you, man. Ter Stegen, unforgivable. I won't forgive you, man. I won't forgive you. Why always him? Why always him? Look at that. Look at the momentum. Valladolid have done nothing in the game. Nothing. Look at that. Nothing. They've had one shot. And they've scored. Unbelievable. Those who defend Ter Stegen, I don't know. You're preying on the downfall of this club. Absolutely, it's crazy. Thomas, he says it's good to warm up with some drama for the Inter game. See, but like, we don't need drama or anything. We want it to be calm. We want it to be, easy, because our players are tired. After this game against Inter in the San Siro, we play against Real Madrid in El Clasico, where we fight La Liga. Look at the table, guys. Look at the La Liga table right now. If Real Madrid, they win tomorrow, that point gap is going to be reduced to 1. And if we lose El Clasico at home, what happens? Barcelona, they are now 2 points behind Real Madrid. They would have to drop points. And we still have to go play against Villarreal and Athletic Club away from home. We can seriously lose the La Liga title in this match. We can genuinely lose it tonight. But guys, I'm going to be posting a link to those who want to join. Feel free. I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated right now. These guys have conceded 81 goals, and against Barcelona, they're... One Ter Stegen start. And we're now... it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Ter Stegen is so annoying. He just stands there like... It's the typical Ter Stegen stance. That's what's crazy. What's frustrating is if Barcelona lose the La Liga title because of a Ter Stegen start... Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The typical Ter Stegen stance. Look at that. Hands right here. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. With Gil Manzano appointed, the ref is... I don't see them dropping points. Is Danny Rodrigo's arm broken? I'm pretty sure it's like either a dislocated shoulder or it's like some nerve damage. I don't know. I assume dislocated, something like that. Thank God Ter Stegen was injured as long as he was. Oh my goodness. Man, and you have to feel for Daniel Rodriguez right here, man. Look at that. Bandages around his shoulder and everything. Unlucky debut for him. Unlucky. I was super excited to see what he could do. He was showing some glimpses and everything, but what, 25-30 minutes into the match he had to get subbed off for Lamine? In the 35th minute, yeah. Oh my God. I don't think you guys realize how bad it is to concede from there. Oh. The minute Ter Stegen starts, we concede to the worst team in the top 5 leagues. The worst team. 81 goals conceded. Relegated with, 10, 15 matches left to go? If Messi and the rest of the team had an issue with Mats, there has to be something there. If Messi has an issue with you, I'm sorry. There has to be a reason why. I don't know what Fati's true position is. He occupies the space of a wing, but can't beat defenders and doesn't pass. Time for him to move on. Ansu Fati, he was promising against Mallorca and everything. Tonight, he's been creating some chances and everything, but it hasn't been enough. He hasn't been looking dynamic. But it's also, see, here's the thing. Like, for these type of players, for you to go down in the scoreboard, it adds so much pressure. It adds so much pressure. But yeah, this goal, look at that. Ter Stegen is jumping the wrong way here, guys. Jumping the wrong way. Jumps early and jumps the wrong way. You've gifted Valladolid right there. Gifted them. And that's frustrating because you start poorly against Inter. Literally in the first 30 seconds, you give them a goal. In the first 5 minutes against Valladolid, you give them a goal. Oh, like, come on. But Barcelona, they're trying to come back. You had this bicycle kick from Pau Víctor right here. Straight at the goalkeeper. Good try from him. Valladolid trying to hit Barcelona on the counter. I'm pretty sure that this was offside, though. Araujo. No. This from deeper. This is a run from which Araujo recovers. Araujo, he was cooked here, guys. He was cooked, but then he recovers with his pace. Thank goodness. A couple minutes later, you have this chance for Fermin. It's blocked. Could have been the equalizer. Next, you have... Oh, it was this shot from Ansu Fati. See, this was the best moment for Ansu Fati right here. And of course, the goalkeeper makes a great save. Of course. He can't be Ter Stegen and just stand there. Can't just be like that. No. And what's crazy is that already see people criticizing Hansi Flick. I'm not gonna necessarily criticize Hansi Flick for the rotations. I think he managed it perfectly. The team needs some rest. What the fuck is that lineup by Barca? Our team needs some rest. Our players are exhausted. We've been playing every 3 days. We just came off against extra time against Real Madrid. These players are not robots. Unlucky, they're the ones who make all those silly mistakes. I'd say lack of concentration. In the goal against Inter, a slip by Inigo. In the game against... I don't even know. So upset, Lamine now has to play an hour of high-intensity football. If Barcelona lose, title race is on. Title race is so on. To be fair, Hansi should know better than to play Mats. Hansi Flick is fine. This is the worst team in the top 5 leagues. I am not criticizing Hansi Flick for playing these players. I would have done the same. I would have rested everyone. You're playing against Real Valladolid. Look at them in the table. Look at them. They have 19 points. 19 points. Loss. Their last win was in February. We're in May. Look at this. Look at this fixture list right here. They're winning against Barcelona. Loss. Draw against Las Palmas. Loss 7-1. Loss. Loss. Win. Wait, hold up. Am I missing something? No, the last time they gained a point was in February. The last time they won was in January. Even worse. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. If these players can't be a Real Valladolid, you should not be playing at Barcelona. Simple as that. You should not be playing here. It's simple. Simple as. Look at that. Against Real Betis, Valencia, and against Real Avila. So a team in the 4th division of the Spanish football? Something? What is this? Yeah, I'm guessing like the 4th division of football or something. So I'm not going to criticize Hansi Flick for making these substitutions, making these rotations. Guys, we play against Inter and then we play against Real Madrid. This team has just come back from a 120-minute gruesome game against Real Madrid. These players are not robots. Even in the game against Inter in the second half, the players were so fatigued. So fatigued. What's up, Dorian? It sucks that La Liga can't reschedule these games to give our players rest for the Champions League, considering we're the only La Liga team left that's representing the Champions League. And there it comes. And what's crazy is Javier Tebas, he comes out in the media and says, "Oh, I'm managing the league, blah, blah, blah. It's not my job to take care of Barcelona." Like, what? Do you not want to see these teams, do well in European competitions? Shameful. Shameful. Shameful, man. Pena and Flick are beefing. Yeah. Inter Milan rested everyone. Precisely. Ter Stegen is dog water. Well, at 100% healthy. He's going to be even more shaken coming back from injury. Frankie, Olmo, and Rafinha are coming on? Really? Ferran needs some rest. Frankie, Olmo, and Rafinha. Okay, I understand why they're not. Wow. Oh. I do not want to see Ter Stegen back in the lineup. Inigo needs a rest as well. Yeah, I wouldn't bring on any defenders. Do you see why, like, how big of a mistake this is? How big of an impact this goal is? Because if we go 0-0 into halftime, we're thinking, okay, you know what? Second half, we can get a goal. No need to bring on Frankie. No need to bring on Olmo. No need to bring on Rafinha. If it's getting, towards the end of the match, okay, maybe think about bringing them on. No. And on top of that, you can play that first half just thinking, hey, let's try to get a goal. Valladolid, they're going to try to attack you. No. 5 minutes in, you give them a goal. You give them a goal, Ter Stegen. Oh, my God. Lamine, Ferran both needed the rest. But it looks like he tried to scare them. Look at this. Look at that. I'm sorry. I don't understand. Okay, so you're here. Imagine you're here. And the ball comes over here. As for Ter Stegen, we will talk after the 90th minutes. After the 90 minutes, I've got a lot to say. Not going to single out any players because, frankly, 2 out of the 3 aside, everyone was very poor. No points spewing toxicity, not least based on one half of football. It is what it is. More than enough time to turn this around. Average experience watching Ter Stegen. Ter staring, terminate his contract. Terrorist. Ter Stegen. Turn your pose. Ter stand and watch. Ter statue. Ter sculpture. Ter scam. Ter apology. Ter Laden. Ter hologram. Twerk Stegen. Ter dusted. Oh my goodness, man. They conceded 16 goals in the previous 4 games. If Barcelona don't win, man. Oh my God. No. All right. Rafinha coming off. All right. Pedri off. Wait, hold up. I think my stream is delayed or something. I'm assuming this is just as a measure to rest Pedri. Because if you're actually taking off Pedri in this situation, I am fearing the worst. Injury to Pedri this would be a horrendous day of football. Horrendous. All right, come on.
Some crumb of comfort in what has been a desolate season for them. Manager Alvaro Rubio.
Tough for Fati.
Dignity that needed to be restored.
He needed to get a goal, man. He needed to get a goal.
Minutes, And they certainly did that, but as we mentioned in the first half, the second half has been their downfall so often this season, where things have crumbled away for them. And Barcelona will hope that that trend continues as they look to exert the pressure on Real Madrid overnight. As you heard Craig and Dan saying at half-time, Real Madrid sitting there at the moment, rubbing their hands in glee, Alex.
Indeed, yeah. And as Craig said, if this is not a carrot for Real Madrid tomorrow to start a game very energized against Celta de Vigo, nothing at this point can wake them up.
Nice, Araujo. Come on, boys. Commentators aren't saying anything, so I assume he's good. I'm assuming so. We'll see.
Season 158 goals they've scored in 54 games, only twice all season long in all competitions.
Or maybe Hansi Flick's plan was, hey, 45 minutes for Pedri, 45 minutes for Frankie de Jong.
They were held with a blank score sheet. That was back on December the 15th. The only other time they failed to score was an away defeat against Real Sociedad. Those are the odds that Valladolid are up against as Yamal.
Man, this is the type of game that Robert Lewandowski would get a brace or something. This is the game in which Lewa would get a brace.
You were mentioning that defeat against Leganés. That had a very similar script because Barcelona conceded a very early goal that day. I think it was in the 5th or 6th minute. It was from a set piece as well.
The fact that we need to play the main team for a team that's already relegated pisses me off.
Were unable to open up that very tight Leganés defense. So Real Valladolid are trying to replicate the exact same.
I'm so upset at that. I'm so upset.
Barcelona's 5 defeats this season have come against teams battling against the drop. Leganés and Las Palmas, both of those home defeats. Frankie de Jong is confirming his place in midfield alongside Gavi.
And Rafinha needs to insist on that matchup against Anwar because Anwar is playing on a yellow card already, and he has had a couple of tough challenges, especially on Gerard Martín. So Rafinha needs to
let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do in the second half.
Rafinha scored a hat-trick in the last meeting between these two teams. That's 7-0 win for Barcelona back on August the 31st. Rafinha running out of room to operate.
It was a very different Real Valladolid with Diego Pezzolano. I remember that day Pezzolano tried to play a high line against Barcelona, and that is just an invitation for the disaster. The same kind of high line that Valencia tried to play against Barcelona and Montjuic, and they ended up conceding 7 goals as well.
Sid Pitchside mentioning twice they've conceded 7. Athletic Bilbao were the other team to put 7 past Valladolid. Betis, Atleti and Villarreal have all scored 5 against them. 4-0 defeats to Getafe and Sevilla also in their season. Makes you wonder what Real Madrid were doing, Alex. They only won 3-0 in their 2 meetings against Valladolid.
It was lacking.
Martin. Frankie de Jong across to Hector Fort. And now Yamal. Shouts for de Jong to here. Laid it off towards Gavi, who just tried to Lopez. Didn't quite come off.
This is again the area where penetrating the opposition's defense is harder and harder because it's overcrowded. Dani Olmo warming up, so is a bench of Real Valladolid. Barcelona are playing slightly different now. They have switched to a 4-3-3. Frankie de Jong is the lone midfielder, the holding midfielder. Gavi is inside left and Fermin inside right. Both Fermin and Gavi will try to make those runs into the space in the second half.
Bro, there's kids screaming in the microphone right there in the stadium. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
De Jong doing the prompting from deep. Little clip over the top, targeting Rafinha.
60th minute, if Barcelona don't get a goal, you're going to see Ferro and you're going to see Omo come in. You're going to see the big guns.
The pieces. A little scoop pass, hoping that Pau Víctor could dart in around the back.
All right. What's up, Samurai? Good to see you again. Hey, bro, it's been a while since I last was here. Do you think the first goal was Ter Stegen's mistake? Personally, I think the ball was too high to reach for any keeper. I don't think so. I think that's completely on Ter Stegen. When you look at his positioning, right here, the ball doesn't go with pace. Ter Stegen's positioning is the reason why he was put into such a terrible position. That's completely on Ter Stegen. That's completely on Ter Stegen. Ter Stegen right here is costing us the game. Costing us the title.
He needs some help, Adrian. He was all alone against
Right here.
not only Asno, but also
Flick must not rate Sergio Dominguez if he hasn't given him any game time.
Again, he needs the support of Hector Ford.
No, but also,
His good friend, as we mentioned,
he's a center back. Our center backs have been fit for the majority of the season.
on the receiving end of a trailing leg to the head there. Inverted it might have been. Doesn't make it any less painful. Morrow, I think, is the player involved.
Asno and Moro. Asno with the arm and Moro just falling on top of Lamine Yamal.
All right, free kick for Barcelona right here.
Free kick in a potentially productive position here for Barcelona to try and dial something up. Rafinha at the controls. Left footed and trying to test Ferreira directly there. Ferreira equal to the task.
He's a tall goalkeeper. He's 6'4".
All right.
He's very, very.
I don't think Tech would have gotten that. See, but here's the thing. Like, Chesney would have been in a much better position.
Rafinha's corner kick.
Like, it's because Ter Stegen was in such a bad position and he mistimed the jump that we conceded that. The shot is not with power, it's just with height. If you read the path correctly, it's an easy clearance.
Bouncing ball inside the penalty area, but no Barcelona shirt near it. Quickly regained though by Hector Ford.
Flick must not. I already read that.
Set the table.
Well, I mean, those are my thoughts.
Not his best cross away from Comert. It's almost like the stadium is holding its breath at the moment, Alex. Yeah. Can this possibly continue?
They're in disbelief. They've been, as Sid Lowe explained it perfectly during the halftime, they've been complaining about the team, about the players, about the management, and yet they're witnessing a very surprising score so far.
Oh, Yamal's
Rafinha, finish that. There we go.
Oh,
There we go. There we fucking go, man. Get this team out of my face. Get this shit team out of my face.
Rafinha off the bench and to the rescue.
1-1. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. I'm so angry that we're even in this position against this team.
Flag stays down. There was some moments of doubt, but
my goal is back. Vamos.
the goal is totally legal.
Araujo's onside.
Was onside when he tried to catch that ball. Ferreira punching it
There we
right
go.
in front of him.
There we go, Rafinha. There we go.
Keeper, you need to catch that ball or punch it away to the sides, never through the middle. And Rafinha was smarter and faster than anyone else to receive the ball, to use his weaker foot, the right foot, to go through our forest.
Thank goodness he scored that. Thank.
His 16th goal of the season.
Well, the finish was unerring, wasn't it? As you say, with his weaker foot. Barely any emotion from Hansi Flick.
Normal service
resumed.
Okay.
What he would say, yeah. sure there's some relief deep down. And now Barcelona can surely go on and flourish from this position.
All right, no. Rafinha clutch genes. Rafinha has been amazing this season. He's been super clutch in these. In these moments are the ones where he shines. Last season, Rafinha would miss that goal.
Fans are dancing.
You can say that.
Still work to do though.
But hey, Rafinha in the second part of last season, he was cooking, man. He was cooking. I'm gonna be fair.
Any points here with Real Madrid coming up next week. Real Madrid in action tomorrow. Celta Vigo. Won't be easy for them at the Bernabeu. Celta Vigo have been in great form. 7:30 start time. Won't be easy for Craig and Dan either with their early start on ESPN Plus.
That was a lucky interception by Ronald Araujo. He lost sight of the ball and it hit his back.
All right.
Yeah, speaking about
I wonder if they'll ask Chesney after the game about his opinion on the goal. Nah, I doubt that. I doubt that. Watch, it's gonna be Ter Stegen coming out. He's gonna say, "Hey, it wasn't the greatest debut, but the team showed resilience in coming back, something like that."
Yeah, unusual decisions by the Vieira.
That's a game you and I did, Alex.
Oh,
Took Real Madrid to the absolute brink, didn't they? As they did to Barcelona, let's not forget, just a couple of weeks ago, and that remarkable 4-3 win for Barca. 98th minute penalty from Rafinha.
Jorge Iglesias scored a hat-trick and was totally useless.
Yeah. So what we're saying is it's well worth getting out your bed early tomorrow. A rare early start for Real Madrid as well. It's going to be interesting to see how they cope with a 2 o'clock local time kickoff at the Bernabeu. As Martín looks to get around the back. It's a rather undignified tangle.
goal kick.
Anouar.
Wow.
It's been in the eye of the storm plenty, isn't it, on the right-hand side, the Moroccan.
Here's a replay of the goal. The timing for Ronald Araujo is perfect because he can fight for that ball with that curling delivery by Lamine Yamal. He plays his part, obviously blocking the side of Ferreira, but then the Portuguese goalkeeper makes that mistake, clearing it straight into the middle where Rafinha was just waiting for the ball.
Yeah, follows up his hat-trick against Valladolid in August, with another one here in the final month of the season. A flailing arm, meanwhile, spotted by Muniz Ruiz. And a free kick for the home team. Pau Víctor was the guilty party.
These fouls.
Pau Víctor, who's 23 now. Scored so many goals with the Barcelona B team, didn't he? Former Girona Youth Academy player.
What?
Well, they wanted the quick restart. Referee saw otherwise.
And again, Anouar is involved in this kind of situation.
The guy's literally just diving.
Pau Víctor had quite a funny story. He had to remember the club because he was on loan last season by Girona, and he was extremely successful playing for the B team.
Well, meanwhile, Alex Raul Moro has found some space again, but there was a reason for that. Crowd, I don't think, appreciated the fact that the flag came up quite as quickly as it did.
So yeah, but finishing that Pau Víctor story, he had to remind the club that, hey, my loan situation is about to finish. I'm supposed to go back to Girona, but you have a buyout clause. You can buy me for 3 million euros. And Barcelona activated that clause. But because Pau Víctor insisted on that possibility, on that chance.
Wow, that was funny.
Not even his agent, it was the player himself. Yeah, that's great. Lamine Yamal. Across to Christensen. Barcelona building
Fermin.
again, and
There we
the
go.
shot is
There we
on,
go.
and a
There we go.
goal
What a goal.
for Fermin Lopez.
What a goal.
Barcelona have turned it around.
What a goal from Fermin.
Just before the hour mark.
There we go.
First half
Come on.
is long forgotten about.
What a lovely dummy by Pau Víctor.
Lopez with his 4th goal of the season.
There we go.
What a great maneuver on the left-hand side. Gerard Martin's cross.
See, I can't even enjoy the goal.
Just
I can't even
looking for-
enjoy
I mean,
it.
they had connected in the first half in a very similar fashion.
Lamine
Yamal
to Christensen. Christensen to Gavi. Gavi to Gerard Martin. He's onside. What a pass.
Pau Víctor making that run, just dragging the attention.
No
of the
one marking
defenders
Fermin.
to their back, just leaving that area in front of them, in front of the
That's a
penalty
lovely
spot,
finish from
totally
Fermin.
open, totally unprotected.
Lovely finish from
for
Fermin.
making
Barcelona
that run and that first
take the
time
lead.
effort, smooth putting the ball into the far corner. Nothing to do for Ferreira here. Excellent delivery by Gerard Martin. He needed that kind of impact. Excellent finish by Fermin. And Barcelona are back into 7 points ahead, being 7 points ahead of Real Madrid on top of the table.
And now just to bolster their position, Hansi Flick is going to turn to Dani Olmo. As he is going to replace Pau Víctor, is that right?
Yeah. He's going to play as a false 9. This is not the first time that Dani Olmo plays in that position. He also played as a false 9 for Leipzig and for the Spanish national team. I remember a game against Italy when he was superb playing in that role. And Pau Víctor gets that recognition by the fans. He played a big part on Fermin's goal without not even having to touch the ball. That short run, that decoy run that he played just to catch the attention of the defenders and to clear the space in front of them.
Yeah, right here. Found it.
It's been 2 excellent.
Look at the amount of space that Fermin had right here.
Rafinha and
Lovely,
Fermin look
lovely
very
move.
similar.
That was clean. Fermin has great vision. Olmo coming on. If Martin continues to work on those ping passes, he might have a decent weapon to work with. He will always be a backup. Never be good enough to start.
Very much resumed.
Or these are the type of games in which he would be able to play, be involved in.
And you wouldn't bet against them getting more, would you? 31 times
Let's go.
this season they've scored 3 goals or more in a game. Yes,
No foul on Ivan.
Young is penalised for that. Or was it
Foul from Gavi.
Take your pick.
All right.
The 2-for-1.
2 for 1.
In response, Alvaro Rubio now is going to throw on Latasa.
Big number 9. If it's for Silla, it's a straight swap. But Latasa is not as fast as the former Barcelona and Espanyol system player. And that's Amat Ndiaye.
And now Valladolid, they're going to try to attack. See?
Math replacing Anouar.
And Latasa replacing Mamadou Silla.
Wait, but why are they booing?
Bruce for Latasa, who got involved in a fight in the dugout in the Valladolid bench a few weeks ago with a teammate, with Luis Perez.
Yeah, that incident went viral, didn't it, around the world?
Wait, so they're booing a player?
Coming to blows in their own dugout.
That's the guy I know and love.
I mean, that sort of season for them. Not to forget, in every sense of the word, as Sid was mentioning, they are safe from not being the worst season ever in Spanish league history. That misfortune befell Sporting Gijón, who managed only 13 points back in 97-98. But they
Right.
had the second worst season ever so far since the Spanish league went to 3 points for a win. Cordoba team.
So you're telling me that they're the second worst team in the history of La Liga?
Valladolid will need 4
Wow.
more.
The second worst team in La Liga in the history. No, the second worst team in the history of La Liga, and we had to have our starters in order to beat them.
Now the
Wow.
crowd is chanting,
Wow.
¿Dónde está el presidente? El presidente
I assume contract probably doesn't want to renew. Well, I mean, the commenters were just saying, apparently there was a fight.
Yeah. Absentee chairman, certainly an issue in Spain. Peter Lim has had all that same attention in Valencia. Yellow card, meanwhile, is handed out. Remember, Barcelona have a couple of players who have to tread very carefully. Gavi and
Christensen with a yellow card.
in particular. Because if they pick up a booking tonight, they will not be available next week against Real Madrid. This was Christensen booked for that.
Chicken wings for Juan Milatasa. Welcome to the game. But he's a tough guy. Latasa, former Getafe player, so he knows what fighting for those long balls, aerial duels. This is what he did mainly last season at Getafe, and this is what he's been doing for Valladolid.
Wow. Who's fighting who? Apparently, like a Real Valladolid player against a teammate, something like that.
Real Madrid
Their own players among each other, yeah.
time for the Merengues back in 2022. Latasa the target. He's let it go, and the cross is on here, and the header down. Ter Stegen didn't have to move in the end to keep it out.
Barca on the counter. Fine, Fermin.
A little word of warning there for Barcelona that they're not out of the woods just yet.
Well, it have made an interesting replacement. Playing Amat Ndiaye as a right wing back in Anwar's position is quite risky because Amat is a winger or a second striker, but having to defend Rafinha, I don't know if that's the best choice for Real Valladolid.
Hey, I want that. I want that. He actually made a save. See, but the header was like right at him. That's the thing. Look at that. Right at him.
A big target man substitute getting on the end of it. He will give
Thoughts on Christensen so far in his first full game? Christensen has been brilliant.
To think about, won't he, over the last quarter of the game?
Absolutely, it's a different kind of number 9.
He's been fantastic, honestly.
Fast player that can kill you into the space. With Latasa.
And this is, you know, his first start.
That tells you that Valladolid are planning on taking a step or two forward in the last minutes of the game. They have nothing to lose, literally.
He's in depth to the wrong side. It's kind of weird seeing Mats playing again. It is. It is. And what's crazy is that, you know, first start, instantly concede. There you go.
To Fort. Way through this second half, Barcelona looking for a place in the comfort zone that a 2-goal lead would surely provide. In comes the cross. Yamal feasting on it. The back heel to Fort. Got in a bit of a tangle, but still presses on. Active Fort.
Oh, he hits the post. Oh, Ford, that was such a good try.
The young fullback.
Ah.
He got too cocky though, because after receiving that back heel pass by Lamine Yamal, he tried to make it nice as well, and he lost a precious second that allowed Valladolid defenders to be around him and to make that second effort harder.
Oh man, what a goal! Almost.
Starting for just the 5th time this season, Active Fort. That would have been his first goal.
Foul. Okay. Persona hot take: Ter Stegen would concede less from headers after set piece from Szczesny. You know, I can buy that. I can buy that.
Well, what does he have in store for us on Tuesday night, you wonder? Against Inter, Alex.
It's more about what can Inter do to stop him. I'm not sure they're going to play Di Marco again against him. I wouldn't be surprised if they played Bastoni as a left wing back.
Left wing back. Bastoni as a left wing back. Really?
The stat will be talked about a lot if it hasn't been already in their Champions League history. The knockout stages, Alex, Barcelona 15 times have drawn the first leg at home, and in nearly half of those occasions, 7 times they've gone on to progress. despite a home draw. Of course, the most famous example also came at the semi-final stage back in 2008-2009 against Chelsea. They had drawn the home leg 0-0. Went to Stamford Bridge and got that dramatic late equalizer from Iniesta back in the days when away goals counted.
That goal is known as El Iniestazo in Spain. But yeah, the last time that Inter
El Iniestazo. That's crazy. Di Marco got made a fool by Lamine. So I guess they got someone more defensive there.
Yep.
I can't lie though, the Travis Scott collab, I feel like it's the best marketing partnership Barca did, especially with how they marketed it. Whoever brought up the idea of Spotify partnering with Barcelona, give them a raise. That was a brilliant idea. You can have these famous musicians, these famous artists and everything, have a partnership with Barcelona, and it creates limited edition jerseys that sell out instantly. And you can double the price. You can even add like signed jerseys in there. You know?
How will Athletic Club respond to their just disastrous Thursday night? Such high hopes at home against Manchester United in the Europa League, and that 3-0 crushing home defeat. Now they have to go to Real Sociedad.
Still, fuck that. I'm not paying £500 for a jersey. Hey, I mean, some people will. If it's an artist that you like necessarily, if you love Travis Scott's music, you love Barcelona, and it's limited edition, knowing that they're never ever gonna release that again. Hey, you're not only paying that price for the jersey, you're paying it for the exclusivity of owning that. I believe Barcelona, they only sell 2,000 jerseys. Yeah, just look at Taylor Swift. Like, if there's only 2,000 of those in the entire world, 500 euros, I'm like, some people pay that.
Chuki's a straight swap. He's a winger. He will play on the right-hand side. And the worst thing for Valladolid is that...
What do you think about Hector Fort? It's been okay. I wouldn't necessarily he's been bad, not great.
He broke through the high defensive line, had a chance to make it 2-0. Talking about the 11th minute of the game.
I wouldn't say there's been any necessary big mistakes in this game.
Here he is, though, trying to make us eat our words. There's no... He rather telegraphed his intentions, didn't he? Dink over the top.
That's offside.
Cross and a chance for the home team, and Ter Stegen to the rescue.
He's offside, no?
Well, everyone seemed to stand still in the Barcelona shirt just for a moment or two.
Wow.
Barcelona defenders were claiming for an offside, but Raúl Moro didn't intervene at all in that play, so he didn't count. And Ronald Araujo and the rest of the defenders were just more focused on claiming that to the referee than keeping up with the play.
Third corner of the night for the home team. What can they do from it? Shoulder header.
Nothing. Stand up. Who's better, Hector Fort or Gerard? I think Hector Fort is better offensively. Gerard Martín better defensively. But both of them, I would say, just okay.
That was unorthodox from Hector Fort, but I guess he'll claim he did enough in the end. That was the previous chance, though, for Latas.
He was offside.
Yeah, Hansi Flick saying, Alex, I think we can defend much better on set pieces. It's not just about height, it's about responsibility. Putting bodies on the line, in other words. I guess Hector Fort did that.
Yeah, but they've been struggling. They conceded twice against Inter. They conceded against Real Madrid as well. They conceded against Borussia Dortmund. It's been a trend lately. And it's not only the goalkeeper's responsibility, it's about, the marking tasks. And they've been slacking lately.
Yeah, we've been conceding a little bit too many set piece goals.
Night for Ter Stegen's return after 222 days out. Alex, he kind of expected to be behind after 5 minutes of this one, and he's had to make 2 or 3 other saves, hasn't he?
Yeah, that one that we just saw, the one that you mentioned.
When you look at how clutch medical teams, how the hell the match returned during the season,
you can tell that
makes you wonder if he rushed himself back. Ter Stegen, apparently, he worked really hard to recover.
We'll have work to do yet to seal this. Morrow making it easy for him, though, with that cross.
Few steps out of his goal, not being afraid of being unprotected and getting ready, coming out for just catching that ball. That's the main difference between him and Chesney. Chesney was never a sweeper keeper, and Chesney struggles when his defense is so high up the pitch.
Well, that's true.
To come out and intercept those crosses.
Those 2 goals 6 minutes apart in the early stages of the
All right.
season. Barcelona in front. There's still a slender lead.
Let's get a third to just end off the match.
Martín. Rafinha's cross charged down. And Dai. We mentioned this before, but Barcelona's run-in is perhaps harder than Real Madrid's when you look at their last 4 games of the season.
It is. Villarreal, Real Madrid, Athletic Club.
A city derby. Villarreal at home. Villarreal high-flying at the moment, looking for a Champions League place themselves.
Yeah.
And Athletic Bilbao away.
Rafinha, you're into space right here.
No easy running for Barcelona as Rafinha.
Good try.
Run into shooting position.
Can't wait Madrid to get feed by Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, that's why, considering that final stretch of the schedule after the Clásico, that's why Barcelona could never afford to lose this game, because it's by far the easiest one in the remainder of the season. Whoop.
Yeah. Well, it's there.
What happened with Gavi?
Another injury concern for Hansi Flick.
Oh
Eric
my
Garcia.
goodness.
Standing by for action.
What happened? Hamstring. Gavi off injured.
Well, they won't want to see Gavi down for any length of time, will they?
Looks like it's a muscle problem.
Oh, it doesn't seem too serious. Hopefully it isn't. Hopefully it's just like some cramps.
This is concerning because you need your players as fit as possible against Inter. It's going to be a straight swap, and he can play as a holding midfielder as well. He played in that position for Manchester City and Girona. And he probably will be the starter at the right back position against Inter on Tuesday.
This was Fermin Lopez's smart finish. Really well taken, wasn't it, first time?
That was a brilliant finish by Fermin. Just cramps, I think. I think so. I think so. It doesn't seem anything too serious.
Pau Víctor played a huge role making that run in behind the defense.
Confirmation of Gavi's replacement by Eric Garcia.
Yeah.
He managed to negotiate the yellow card peril he was in and will be able to be a part of the Clásico next week. As will you, of course, as part of our audience. Look forward to having you on board for the big one, 9 a.m. Eastern start time next Sunday, May the 11th, Barcelona and Real Madrid from Montjuic, also on ESPN as well, with a 10 a.m. start time. Mr. Alex Pereira, the man alongside me today, will be in the stadium.
Okay.
Taking it all in your
Lamine,
city, Alex.
great control.
Lamine Yamal looks to make waves here. It's a good-looking cross and a header at the far post.
Oh, no, goal line clearance.
Candela denying Yamal Would have been the game-sealing goal, surely.
Oh my!
Crossed by Eric Garcia. Perfect. Gerard Martín is smart enough to put the ball in play back into the 6-yard box.
Oh,
Candela off the line, denying Lamine Yamal and denying Barcelona
what clearance!
some peace of mind in these last 10 minutes.
Candela, the Italian defender, who's
Look at that, man.
Now, long clearance.
So close.
Has Morrow on the move, trying to shrug off Hector Forge, and still trying. Morrow did well, and it needed Araujo's intervention. Crowd.
Great work right there by the defense.
Valladolid get back on the front foot.
Good job, boys. Good job. Good job.
Will it be a nerve jangling final 10 minutes or so for Ter Stegen and company? Here's the corner. Ter Stegen showing his opposite number how to punch, perhaps.
They're going to put the ball straight into the box, aiming for La Taza for a flicker.
Yep, the obvious target, Latassa. Needed Christensen to come across. Chucky.
Okay.
Town player. 21
Defenders,
years
solid game. Seeing how they haven't played with each other in a little under a year. The Barcelona did a good job defending against Valladolid right here.
Out the defense, creating that space right in front of them, and Fermin knew where Gerard Martin wanted to send.
Valladolid, they haven't been looking threatening at all whatsoever. Araujo right back on Tuesday? I don't know. Araujo, Eric Garcia. I think that's a conversation on what Hansi Flick will do. I think Eric Garcia can give you a lot more offensively,
Alex, first time we saw that sort of space
but
between the defensive lines open up.
let's see what Hansi Flick opts to go for. Because Araujo playing in the right back, he's going to give you, like, you'd be much more comfortable him defending.
1-0 down at the break to 2-1 ahead. The finishing line in sight. They're not there just yet.
Eric brings more in the offense, true.
To get on,
But when defending, you want to put more trust in Araujo.
with these 3 points safely secure. Dai looking to burst forward. Latassa was left on the ground behind him.
Araujo had a contact on him. But we need to watch the replay.
Yellow card.
Araujo was on a yellow already, wasn't he?
For what?
Let's see if we can pick up what happened here. Latassa, oh yeah, Araujo just basically pushed him over, didn't he?
And they were going to give a yellow for that? Wow.
Yeah,
I'd rather see him center back and Inigo left.
Focused on preventing
Okay.
Latassa to offering Amad
See, I have no idea what that back line is going to look like.
No, Araujo wasn't on a yellow.
Yeah. Luckily for him, Lamine Yamal, meanwhile, has work to do deep in his own area. And they did it really efficiently, and they turned defense into attack. In one swift movement, here's Rafinha onto Dani Olmo. Almost his first contribution since coming on. Fermin.
We haven't really spoken much about Danny.
The brakes on.
Because I think whoever plays on Tuesday is going to be depending on who's fit. Is Balde able to play?
Barcelona, they just need to keep the ball, just to play.
Because if Balde is able to play, he plays left back.
Frankie De Jong, Dani Olmo,
He plays left
Eric
back.
Garcia,
In the
these are
defense,
players
Inigo, Cuarci, Eric Garcia right back, Araujo right back. What do you do? If it's DeMarco again, then Eric should be fine because Lamine will be doing all the work.
For the dice for Alvaro
Would it be
Rubio.
worth to try to do 3 center backs? I don't think so. Because you'd be changing up the setup for what is going to be one of your most important games of the season, you know?
the park. No, they're playing
It's not the time to tinker.
by Real Madrid.
It's simple. You play Eric Garcia there, or you put Araujo. I wouldn't change the structure
Three
necessarily.
appearances for Real Madrid, 21-year-old. Replacing Stanko
But I mean,
Ilic.
Barcelona, they've sort of been defending with 3 center backs when Koundé was there. It wasn't necessarily 3 center backs like a line of 3, but Koundé wasn't as advanced as maybe like a Balde.
Seeking their 25th win of this league campaign and looking to hand Valladolid their 26th defeat.
What?
Against bottom. The scoreline, according to the form,
I wouldn't be shocked if Flick
it's not been easy
actually
for
put back
Barcelona.
3.
It was always going to be a game that had the appearance of a trap game, an awkward night, the one coming in between all the high-profile encounters in the cup competitions and the Clásico coming next week.
Oh, Lamine.
Yamal, couple of party pieces and almost breaking through. There was a foul that left Dani Olmo.
Yeah,
down
foul
on the
Fermin.
ground.
3 center backs, so it can be more solid in the back. Okay. So you go with who?
Well done by Muñiz.
Cubarsí, Nigo, and Araujo?
He played advantage first. It's crazy how Lamine Yamal plays amongst adults to the same way he would play at Mataró, at his hometown, with his friends. He's so cheeky. He tried a nutmeg here against the last defender of Valladolid after toying them with these tricks.
What a run by Lamine.
He's just
This could be a Rafinha goal.
so.
We do need the
easy on the
size.
ice, so good to watch. So hard to stop. If you're trying to do that. It's actually
Yeah, that could be an option.
Lopez, who was on the receiving end of the blunt weapon, and it sets up this moment, which Rafinha is shaping up to try and take advantage of. He actually leaves it. and in
Ooh,
the end,
good shot.
the save was comfortable enough for Ferreira.
Question, is it Martin or Eric?
A very soft.
No, I think it's going to be Balde.
Was too far from goal.
I think it's going to be Balde who starts that match.
And yet, there was an element of surprise because everyone was expecting Rafinha to take that free kick, but it was too easy for Ferreira.
Dani Olmo, who was also on the score sheet in that 7-0 win back at the end of August.
There he is again.
Some more party pieces. Well, Hansi Flick was right, Alex. These are the sort of games that ultimately win you championships if you can come through them. Testing tricky, and you're expected to win easily. The opponents have got nothing to lose.
Absolutely, that's a difference between Barcelona, despite having conceding a couple of surprising defeats this season against Las Palmas and against Leganés at home. But that's the main difference between in this final stretch of the season between Barcelona.
No way
and
Barcelona
Madrid.
doing Ter Stegen prop.
Caught
No
by
way.
Valencia at home.
No way.
Very, very surprising.
I'm not questioning his decision, more or less trying to guess what he does.
And all the attention about to turn back to the Bernabeu, and Carlo Ancelotti's men will have to respond. They can't afford not to against Celta Vigo. Has to play a rare early kickoff tomorrow as well.
Garcia, you have tons of space. Oh, well past to Rafinha.
Cost to proceedings here. Dani Olmo, oh, that is not a good look for him as he goes down. Not sure there was any contact. Maybe there was, because the yellow card has been brandished. One of those that was tough to spot, Alex, but
It's a low
Olmo
contact. It's a low
yeah.
contact on his left foot. The pass by Eric Garcia was.
That's a brilliant pass from Eric.
amazing. Rafinha has to slow down, and here there's a There's a touch on Dani Olmo's foot.
Yeah.
The pass was too heavy by Rafinha, and that didn't help Dani Olmo when he was trying to control that ball. Mario Martin is
This could be a good opportunity for 3-1. I don't mind having Thuram as a striker.
And awarded the free kick as well, having given the foul. So another chance for.
Thuram was a player being mentioned.
Inside of stoppage time. Yeah, you can see where that initial contact was, and it was well outside the box, wasn't it? Despite almost falling inside it.
See, Thuram at Barcelona, that would be different.
Rafinha taking it himself
Close.
this time.
We would need 2 strikers up top to help him. He's more like a supporting striker.
Tougher angle for the
See, but Barcelona don't play like that, and so like that's why I'm thinking like, hey, Thuram at Barcelona wouldn't necessarily work.
Should have been the other way around. Olmo should have taken this one and Rafinha the previous one. It's better for their profiles.
5 minutes of stoppage time, which we're already 1 minute into. Barcelona have gone to 91 goals scored in this La Liga season, at 160 in all competitions, with their 2 here tonight. They were likely for being the second best goal scorer.
Anyways, I'm happy with Ferran's rotation.
Of all time.
Yeah. But I would say we need more firepower in the summer. I think that's obvious.
6 or 7 games.
I think Barcelona, we have to.
2011, 2012.
I doubt we're gonna go for a striker because you have Lewandowski there. I think we have to be looking for a replacement for him eventually. You know.
Which you wouldn't put past this current Barcelona team. Now then, is there a sting in the tail? It needed Araujo's intervention, didn't it? As Latasa threatened to break through. Ronald Araujo getting all
Great work from
the
Araujo defending that.
from his teammates.
Gyökeres, Alvarez, and Isak.
Put out the fire.
Haaland as well.
There were 2 players making
Each of them are going to be like 100 mil though.
a deeper position. Also Latasa. Yeah, Araujo was spot on denying Mario Martin that chance. This is vintage Araujo, the kind of player that is not afraid to run towards his own goal, to cover his teammates' backs. And this is the foul or the entanglement or the judo match that Araujo himself and Latasa.
Judo match. I feel like we're just going to add 2 players max. I would say one has to be an area in the fullbacks. And the other what?
The lead. Looking at their last fixtures now. Moro! Oh, his touch was too heavy. Raul Moro breaking through again.
Did Hector Ford cramp up?
Got behind the Barcelona line, but his header was too heavy, Alex.
Yeah, he was struggling to control the ball because Hector Ford was running back again, and Ter Stegen, cool as ice, just stepping out of goal and denying Raul Moro. These are the dangers of that Barcelona face on a daily basis. They don't know how to defend, even though they're just 2 minutes away from winning the game.
They don't even know how to defend. What? Like what? What do you mean? We don't know how to defend. Hold on. I want to see the amount of goals that we conceded in La Liga. We've conceded 33 goals in La Liga.
We're all down there fighting the drop. We play all 3 of them over the final weeks of the season. Once again, Moro has gone in behind, and this time better control. Defensive cover arriving. Moro trying to clip it forward. Fermin Lopez riding that initial challenge.
Oh, Lamine, you have tons of space right here. Lamine!
Barcelona, Yamal.
Lamine, what are you doing? Lamine! Ugh.
Leaves his boyhood friend on the ground momentarily. And that
No.
should just about do it. For the Blaugrana, Alex.
Barca should better not give excuses
Whistle is just seconds away. Hansi Flick's team have done
to sign quality players. No, in the summer we have to sign players for Flick. We have to.
Let's see how big the toll is for winning this game, because Fermin got hurt here, and you sure are going to need Fermin at some point of the game against Inter Milan, even if it is just as a substitute. But yeah, they needed to win. They needed to get the 3 points, and that's what
Yeah, we got him.
counts. And the crowd
You can't
at
say
the
Mad had a bad
Liga
game, even if you
still
put them.
chanting
No.
Ronaldo go home.
Ter Stegen, what's it called? After that, whenever he was called upon, he did well.
The last
But I'm going to be honest. Ter Stegen, he's going to cost you games.
Rafinha looks
He's going to cost you games. We were put into this position because of that Master Stegen error.
Indeed he
Simple as that.
does. Kills it just wide. Is there even time for a restart? No,
And that's full time.
Well, this victory.
All right. Barcelona win against Real Valladolid, the worst team, the second worst team in La Liga history. Second worst team in La Liga history. We win 2-1. What a struggle it was, man. What a struggle. What a struggle. All right, guys. Barcelona get the job done. Thankfully, thank goodness. Thank goodness that we did. I'll be back in a couple of minutes with the match reaction. Gerard Martín, man of the match. Wow. Wow. I'm assuming it's because of the assist for Fermin, and as well the assist for no, because you only got one assist. No, I want to see how many assists did you get. Yeah, you only got one assist. All right, guys, I'll be back in a couple minutes with the match reaction. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.
Wow.